Weekly MMA Recap. The UFC has announced a rematch between Daniel Cormier vs Jon Jones will take place at UFC 197 on April 23rd. In their first fight, Jon Jones defeated Daniel Cormier by a unanimous decision at UFC 182. Demetrious Johnson vs Henry Cejudo will also take place on that card. In the main event of UFC Fight Night Hendricks vs Thompson, Stephen Wonder Boy Thompson defeated Johnny Hendricks by TKO at 3 minutes 31 seconds of the first round. In the co-main event, Roy Nelson defeated Jared Rosholt by unanimous decision. Ovince St Preux defeated Rafael Feijao by unanimous decision. Joseph Benavidez defeated Zach Makovsky by unanimous decision. Misha Cirkunov defeated Alex Nicholson by a neck crank at 1 minute 28 seconds of the second round. Pyle defeated Sean Spenser by TKO at 4 minutes 28 seconds of the third round. Gall defeated Mike Jackson in 45 seconds by a rear naked choke in the first round. CM Punk then came into the octagon and had a face-off. Here are the results from the prelims. Conor McGregor won the Fighter of the Year award at the 2016 World MMA Awards in Las Vegas, Nevada. He wasn't present to receive his reward, but he had a recorded video message. This is what he had to say.
What's up, everybody? I'd like to thank the Fighters Only World MMA Awards. I want to thank you for last year's award, which I couldn't collect. The Breakthrough Fighter of the Year. It was an honor again to break through and kill the entire game in less than 2 years. No, nobody can touch me. But I apologize for not being there. There's another man that must be slayed, another champion that must be dethroned. There's more numbers that need to be broken. I need to feed all you bums. I need to feed every single one of you in the game, so I've got to keep working because you bums don't work. You got the heavyweight champion. He's a pussy. Pulling out with a sore toe. That was the heavyweight champion gonna pull out with a sore toe. What kind of champion is that? The game is on its knees. So I apologize I can't be there at the awards, but I'm out here putting it in, working, putting in the true work, the work it takes to keep every one of you fed. So thank you and thank me.
The former UFC light heavyweight champion Jon Jones believes Rafael dos Anjos will defeat Conor McGregor. This is what he had to say.
That's a great question. It's hard to say. I'm a big fan of McGregor. I'm becoming a huge fan of RDS, and based on RDS's performances, I think I'm gonna go with him. I'm not rooting for either person, but if I had to put my money on someone, I would put it on RDS.
Dana White announced that Chris Weidman will get his rematch that he wanted against the man who took his belt, Luke Rockhold, at UFC 199 in June. Luke Rockhold defeated Chris Weidman by TKO in the fourth round of the championship fight at UFC 194. This week, Bellator MMA has acquired some huge talent for the promotion. They recently signed Benson Henderson, and former UFC middleweight contender Chris Lieben, who is coming out of retirement, and former Strikeforce heavyweight Sergey Kharitonov. Jon Jones mentioned on Twitter during his Q&A session with fans that he is planning on having 3 more fights in the UFC light heavyweight division against Daniel Cormier, Anthony Johnson and Alexander Gustafsson. Then he'll make the move to the heavyweight division. Alexander Gustafsson is back at Alliance to focus on getting better as a fighter. He lost his last fight against UFC light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier by split decision at UFC 192. Tim Means has pulled out of his fight against Donald Cerrone due to a potential anti-doping policy violation. Now, Donald Cowboy Cerrone will face Alex Cowboy Oliveira at UFC Fight Night 83. During the UFC 196 press conference, Conor McGregor mentioned that the event poster didn't show his belt. This is what he said.
I look up on that poster, I see myself tucked in the back there. I see a guy who has, his last gate was 1.7 million. He fought on free TV, he's never brought a dime to the company. He's never made a dime, yet he is sitting there on the front of my poster. I think that's a department that needs to be looked at. Somebody sleeping on the job. This is a super fight. Where are all these historic images? These are posters that will be looked back on long after it's all said and done, and then you've got to look back on that absolute garbage. So
now, after his complaint, the UFC remade the poster, and this time with his belt on it. The new UFC middleweight champion Luke Rockhold said it will be an honor to beat up Anderson Silva. Layla Ali said if Ronda Rousey faces Holly Holm again, she will get beaten up even worse than the first time they fought. Cain Velasquez has had a successful back surgery and he is expected to be able to train at 100% in March. A rematch between Tisha Torres and Rose Namajunas will take place at UFC on Fox in April 16. In their first fight, Tisha Torres handed Rose Namajunas her first loss at Invicta FC 6. BJ Penn guarantees he'll fight at UFC 196. Rumors are that he may be facing Dennis Siver. Dan Henderson vs Lyoto Machida agreed to a bout on UFC on Fox 19. Big Ben Rothwell vs Junior Dos Santos has been rumored as the main event for UFC Fight Night Croatia. That's it for this week's MMA update. Stay tuned for next week's MMA release.